Okay, welcome along to this week's SFL Media Conference, round 18 and the last round of games before the final series kicks off. And what a super round that we have. With us here today, we have Jourdan Dunn from the Dodgers Ferry Footy Club, who are hosting the Huonville Lions in a very crucial clash at Shark Park. Huonville Lions sitting third, Dodgers sitting fourth, but a loss to either team could see one of those teams miss out on the finals. Geordie, how challenging is it going to be for the Sharks this week at home?
Yeah, it's another challenging game. Huonville are obviously a very competitive side. They've gotten the third for a good reason. They're a good side. But yeah, the last 4 or 5 weeks have been very challenging for us. We've simply had to win every game, and fortunately enough we have. We've had some good games and we've played some good footy, and this game's exactly the same. We're going to treat it like the last 4 or 5 weeks and bring that 4-quarter effort. And if the reality is we win, we can finish third. If we have a bad loss, we could potentially lose our spot in the finals. So it's a big reward if we win. Obviously, the double chance, a semi-final against Claremont would be massive for the club, especially where we found ourselves earlier on in the year. Like, to say that we could finish third from where we started is a massive achievement, and credit to the boys if we can get over the line. But it's going to take a fair 4-quarter effort, that's for sure.
I know you're new to the club this year, but obviously the club are thereabouts to where they were last season, where they did play in the elimination final and went down to Cygnet. How does the club perceive their team to be compared to last year's team?
To be honest, there hasn't been a lot of talk about last year, and obviously I'm very new, so I've heard a few boys say how disappointed they were about last year going down to Cygnet. I think they played Cygnet the week before in the last home and away game to maybe jump Cygnet and have a home final. So there was a lot of bitterness there still, I think, about losing that. I think they thought they had a good side, and they probably should have gone a bit further than they did. But obviously I think the boys are pretty keen to rectify that this year and go one step further in the finals. We'll look to do that. Okay.
Some key matchups this week that you guys are concentrating on, or players to watch?
I know now Mickey Paul's down. The other forward's name will lose me at the moment, but Jake Murphy will get a job again on Huonville's best forward. I know Jordan Lovell run through the midfield is quite a key player for Huonville. He uses the footy really well, and I think there's another ginger, quite a square guy in the midfield for you guys. He got a lot of the footy last time, won a lot of stoppages, so we'll put a bit of work into him. But yeah, we've got matchups. We've got 22 players on the ground, so we'll back every one of them to win their matchup. So if we do that, we can win the game. It's not just one person. So
the last time you did play, obviously a very close contest with you guys getting over the line by the barest of margins, 1 point.
Yeah.
Very intense, that game.
Yeah, it was.
Do you expect the same this time round?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, we're both playing for third spot, as we said before, so I don't doubt that Huonville will come with plenty of intent and plenty of effort, and we'll do the same thing. It's nice to have a home game against them this time round. But yeah, that was a big, nice, tight, tough contest last time we played them. Hopefully there's a few more goals scored this time around. I think it was maybe 6 goals that we each scored, so hopefully this time was a bit more free-flowing. There were plenty of stoppages last time around, but we'll play attacking round of footy, and hopefully that'll get us over the line.
Yep. And just one to finish off with, being the end of the roster round, couple of fancies for the William Leach medal. What would you have noticed in the games that you've seen this year? Who would be favourites?
That's a good question. I guess Lindisfarne, Claremont will obviously should poll a few votes. They've obviously been the 2 teams that have been up there. From Lindisfarne, maybe Justin Howlett. He will poll a few votes. He's been very good against us. Tommy Roberts has kicked a few goals, been very flashy against us as well. Cassidy would probably have to be up there for a few votes. I think he's leading the goal kicking. Other than that, I'm not too sure.
From your own club?
From my own club. Jade Young should probably poll a few votes. He wears a long sleeve, tries to stand out a bit. Nice left footer. Oh, no, I don't think so. Yeah, Jake Murphy down back. He's got the long hair, long blonde locks, so he'll stand out for the umpires as well. Nice muscly figure. Yeah, other than that, shouldn't be too many.
Julian Parker from Huonville Lions, welcome along to this week's media conference. Big game up against Dodgers at Shark Park. You lost to them at home in round 9 by the barest of margins, 1 point. Huonville Lions been the big improvers this season across the competition overall, but form's dipped a little bit in the back half of the season. Need to win to hold third spot. How's the Lions going to achieve that?
Yeah, look, last 2 weeks probably haven't been the standard that we've been setting, so it's going to be good to hopefully get back on the winners list, but to do that, we're going to need to bring a full quarter effort against these boys because, as you said, they beat us by 1 point at home, which is never good to lose at home, but we had a bit of a line in the sand moment earlier on in the week and we just discussed a lot of things that we need to improve at training, our training habits, just around the ground, just drills. Recovering right, which we've been doing a lot better lately, and we're just going to bring full quarter efforts against these boys and hopefully get over the line.
Who do you see as the danger players from the Sharks for the Lions?
Obviously Siggins is a very important one for them. He played real well against us last time, and they've got really good ball users all around like Wilson and Kelly. They've got a lot of good players, but we're more focused on just playing our brand of footy against them.
And your brand of footy is?
Oh, we like to run. It's pretty obvious. We play a very simple game of footy. We like to take the game on. We're getting better at the slower stages of footy, but we're very full on side, we like to think.
That's good. And some of your key players this week heading into the match?
Jazzy Lovell will probably be hoping to have a good game, and Callum Rawson off the back, he's been playing really well lately. Kicked on from 55 the other week, which is always a nice plus. And then we've got Matthew Shank, who probably doesn't get enough recognition on that wing.
No, he's a player I notice bobs up regularly in the best players.
Yeah.
Does he sneak under the radar of other teams?
I think he's just one of them guys, you just look at him, like I remember I played on him last year and I just thought he's nothing special, but he ended up having about 30 possessions on me and he just racks them up. You don't really notice when you're out there, I find.
And how have you found the move into the Lions' den this year?
I really loved it. I'm enjoying footy, I'm loving it. I played Cygnet last year, yeah, but a lot of my friends, I went to Huonville High, so I know a lot more of these boys and some of them are my best mates, so it's been welcoming.
And how have you found the competition this year?
Awesome, really even across all teams. There's not one game you're really expected to win. It's a pretty fierce competition.
And your tips for William Leach?
I think Allison from Claremont, he's probably one to watch. You'd think out of our boys, Jared Lovell's probably the most likely to poll. Either that or maybe Cass from Lindisfarne will probably get a fair few. I'm trying to think who else has been dominating the midfield, but I think Allison is probably the most favourite.
It'll be interesting to see how Mickey Paul votes.
Yeah, probably good
early half of the year.
Probably really good in the first half of the year, but might drop off a little bit.
He's certainly not going to get many in the back half, is he? Welcome along this week to Ben Cato, coach of the Cygnet team, who are at home against the New Norfolk Eagles. Must-win game for Cygnet this week. Ben, been sitting in the 5 the majority of the year, and after round 17 find yourself sitting 6.
Yeah, it's an interesting year. We're probably, obviously we're in our own terms that we've got to get the win on the weekend to have a chance, and that would actually give us the same wins as last year and could possibly still miss out on the 5, so probably shows where the comp's at. Your form side like Dodgers, Huonville's dropped off a little bit, Hobart's found a bit of form you can get a run on, so we just got to worry about getting our win, and then hopefully results will go our way from there.
Last time you played New Norfolk up at Boyer, you gave them a good challenge and probably led for a fair part of the day before going down to them. Obviously you'll have some reservations fronting up to them this week. They'll be looking to do some damage and have impact on who plays finals.
Yeah, still, even though they're probably not quite the side they were last year, they've still got 5 or 6 very quality footballers that all played well up there last time. It's been a tough place for our footy club over the years. Probably didn't play to to our best, but yeah, they're still a good side, so it'll be a tough game this weekend.
Last time we were talking to you earlier in the season, we was talking about how the young players were going for Cygnet. Have they continued to improve dramatically throughout the season?
Yeah, they're getting better, but it's probably we've got a mix. We've got some senior blokes around 30, but then anywhere from week to week it's up to 14 players that are teenagers, so it probably in a couple of games they sort of drop off a little bit and it hurts us a little bit, but we've got to take the good with the bad, and they're getting better every week, and I think they're all pretty primed for a good game this week, so yeah, no, it's positive.
And on the injury front, how fresh is the Cygnet team?
We had a 2-week bye just a couple of weeks before Brighton, so we played Brighton and then Lindisfarne last week, so we're probably looking as good as we have in my 2 years there, injury-wise, 1 or 2, but I think every side's got that, so we can't use that as an excuse this week anyway.
That's good to hear that you're near at full strength. So, big round this weekend, Cygnet New Norfolk, Claremont play Brighton. It's the only game that result won't impact the ladder. Dodgers and Huonville, and Hobart Lindisfarne, which again, Hobart sitting 5th currently, Lindisfarne top. Certainly going to be Super Saturday. Just a thought for the William Leach medal fancies this year, Ben?
Yeah, I think if you go off the Huon News votes, obviously Marty Allison started the year really well, may have missed 1 or 2, but he's always a good vote getter. Mickey Paul from Huonville, but seeing he's been away, he might be up there and see if they can chase him down. Lindisfarne's probably a bit more even this year without Cunliffe, so a couple of the Miller boys may poll all right, but yeah, I mean, even Wigan Horn from New Norfolk, if no one's going to take any votes off them, they might poll all right too, so I think it'd be fairly even on the night.
Yes, hopefully we don't see a runaway victory that Troy had a couple of years ago where he absolutely dominated. And I think that hopefully will be a bit closer this year. So good luck to all the teams this weekend, and thanks for coming in, Ben.
No worries, Tone. Thanks.